Hi, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Brittany, and today's video is some book news, some book controversy, book drama, if you will, in the last couple days. Before I get started, I do want to make some quick notes. The people that I be talking about in today's video, please don't send hate. Please don't send any negativity. It sounds like the latest update, which I will talk about in just a moment, is it's positive. They are working on it. And also, I do want to say trigger warning will be racism and I think that's it. If I'm missing anything, I'll pop back and Eddie Britty will mention anything else. But I do want to preface, please don't send hate. Don't send anything mean or negative. Like I said, this is a work in progress. There's some things that are that the this particular topic I'm going to be talking about, it sounds like they are working on the issue. With that being said, if you didn't catch my drift, I will be talking about the controversy of the Fable app and their AI generated reading summaries that leads to some, well, not some, that their reading summaries did make some racism weird comments. I'll get that point in a minute, but I do want to say if you never heard of Able or Fable, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically a book club, book tracker app where it's kind of like Instagram, but for book clubs essentially. And you can also, like I said, you can track your books, you can track the days of how many books you've read, and so on and so forth. So this Fable been going on. I don't know when did Fable start? Um, I forgot to when did Fable, I spelled Fable wrong. Fable the book app start? Because I want to say it started. Okay, so the Fable book app launched April of 2021, so not too long. So they're kind of a new app. It's basically another alternative to use than Goodreads, but um, well, I think now people have deleted their Fable. I deleted my Fable a couple days ago, but I did start up a new account for the purpose of this video. And I'll explain that in just a moment, as a lot of things. But I do want to say there's all, well, let me just start what happened. So there was and this happened on Threads about, I want to say either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and a person and their name is, and I'll post their their thread posts in just a second. Well, I posted not just a second, but it'll be posted here in a second. But anyways, of the name Tiana's Lit Talk, and basically she made a post and it says, "I typically enjoy my reader summaries from Fable, but this particular one, it's not sitting well with me at all." And it's her her 2024 reading stats on Fable. So this is kind of a very new thing. I think ever since the whole Spotify wrap up, everybody and their grandma wants to be doing some type of wrap up. But this their Fables reading stats of like at the end of the year. I think the AI generated had just started recently. I want to say, I know they had mentioned it previously before sometime, I want to say summertime of last year of 2024. I can't remember the exact time frame, but I know they had mentioned it that that's going to be a new thing and they were trying to do it before the year or before 2024 have ended. So, but her reading summary started as a soulful explorer. Your journey dives deep into the heart of a Black narratives and transformative tales, leaving mainstream stories gasping for air. Don't forget to surface for the occasional white author, okay? Um, so very weird, unprovoked, of course, and there's a huge thread after that, or a huge well, of course, a thread because it's on Threads, but there's a lot of discourse under her post that she made, which I didn't screenshot because it's a lot, but I will post her her thread account at the description below. So if you want to read it, you're more than welcome to. And then later on, I think a few days or not too, let me see. So I would say like a few days later, another person have came across of another person's post on Blue Sky, and they said a user on Blue Sky posted this as theirs yesterday, and their reading stat for 2024 is called, it says, diversity devotee, your bookshelf is a vibrant kaleidoscope of voices and experiences, making me wonder if you're ever in the mood for a straight cis white male's, or excuse me, a straight cis white man's perspective. And of course, both of these people of that's posting these posts of people of color. Either they're Black and brown. I think Tiana, she is a Black woman, and the post from Blue Sky, I believe they are. I can't. They didn't say. I don't know what they're. But I'm assuming they're also a Black and brown person as well. So, of course, me seeing this in real time this past Friday, which was, what's today, the 5th. So, on the 3rd, it just literally shit hit the fan. Fable had made two posts on their TikTok. I'll post that and later down in just a second. And then I screenshotted their posts or their statement. So, one post was about um, they had noticed that a lot of Fable users was deleting their apps and making some comments about their AI, how the reading summaries were very problematic and very racist. So there's one video of them explaining it, and then the next video is explaining what they're going to do. I came across a person that I follow personally on TikTok named Michael.leborn, and he made a post about it. I'll post a post where he talks about there's an update in just a moment. So basically, a lot of people is upset. I think a lot of Black and brown people have are rightfully so upset. I was weirded out. I looked at my Fable uh, reading stat was not racist, but it was fat phobic. But um, I'm gonna take me out of the equation because I was just looking out of being nosy, but it's still problematic. So, but there's a lot of people, like I said, decided to delete and cancel, or not cancel, but definitely deactivate and delete Fable apps. Some people are moving, or some people that decided to delete and deactivate moved on to other book trackers, and it's just I. I mean, I've talked about Fable a couple of times here on my YouTube channel, how good it is. I don't really pay attention to the AI stuff. I kind of just post my pages. I barely even make like reviews on there because I feel like I don't know. I just don't do a lot on Fable. So I feel like for me personally, that I do the bare minimum on the app. So I feel like I'm probably the least person that you should get any information about. But I do want to talk about it here, and just make. I don't want to. I want to make this a educational video as much as possible. As much as I was nosy in the beginning, but I do here I'm trying to make a very educational video. There's I did mention that one of the Fable, I don't employees, I guess you want to call them, his name is Chris, and he's the one that's making the apology video and what they're going to do moving forward. um, I don't know, looking up at the Fable website, he's considered a product. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's part of, like, to me he comes off as like the owner, but I think from looking, if you literally just look on the Fable website, I don't know if it's on the app, but on if you go on like a red web browser, he's like, I have it up still. Um, yeah, so he's like one, two, three, four, five person, the fifth person in line, but he's considered product. I don't, like I said, I don't know what that entails. So I don't know if he's the one that, like, from my understand, like promote the app or whatever. I'm I'm not in business. I feel like I should to understand, but he's been the one that I've noticed lately. When it comes to like new updates or anything, he's the one that I've seen. Some of the team, I guess you can say, have been on here. I think, what's his name? Oh, Jason. He's been on the app making posts on there saying, what new things are happening. So there's a lot of people, but those are the two people that I've seen, um, that I recognize fresh out the gate, I believe. Um, I'm trying to remember if anything. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Those are the two people that I've seen from time to time, when it comes to anything new with Fable. But like I said, Chris made the next, or the last two videos in the last couple of days. So there's an apology video where, to me personally, he seems very genuine about it. It's not your everyday, your standard notes app apology or reading off a script apology. You can tell he's really stressed and fighting for his life, because I think people are just lighting a fire under his butt. And then there's a second video he made explaining there is an update, that they took off. I think so far, as of, because I think he posted like 2 days ago, so back on Friday, um, that he said that they did take out the AI generated for now. They're going to work on other things. They are having a town hall meeting tomorrow on Monday at 4 p.m. I don't remember if it's Pacific Standard Time or Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to be missing that because I'd be at work at that time. So, my update is going to be from Michael.leborn. I mentioned him in just a second. He's talked about it. So he's part of, I guess there's like tiers of how they're going to do this town hall. If you do want to watch the town hall, if you still have your Fable app, there is a link to go, be involved in watching it. I'm hoping I get to watch it. I don't think I will, but I'll try my best. But Michael.leborn, did I say Michael.leborn? I meant Michael.leborn. Made a video. He made two videos. One, talking about when it happened, and then one that, he was asked to be part of it. Um, he's going to be part of the town hall, and I think there's another town hall with Black and Brown creators. I know he talked about that he is not going to use Fable until there are things, big changes when it comes to these. Um, and There was something else. Oh, and then let me backtrack a little bit back to Chris. The second video, I did mention that there is going to be, he talked about having a town hall meeting, but also, oh, or was that the apology video? I can't remember. It's either those two videos that, that they want to still use AI, but there's how he explained it. I'm not going to explain it because it's I don't want to confuse it. I will post it, but from my understanding, for a quick synopsis, that when they made the AI generated for the reading summaries, that they made all the filters either for what to use and what not to use, and it still fell through with the bigoted and racism summaries. And but I think as of now they took it off. They still, like I said, they still kind of want to use it. Some people are like, just take it off altogether, don't even have someone, like, have an actual person do it. And then there's another one that he mentioned, can't remember, I'll have to go back to the video, but there was something else. Oh, I remember. So when the AI comes back to the app, that you can opt out of not having it as your reading summary, but there, you still get your stats and stuff at the end of the year. So a lot of people are a little leery, like, okay, so you're still wanting to use AI, but how are you guaranteed that this won't happen again? So that's where the town hall comes in, and see if there's any any updates or any response or any conclusion for that. And then the second video, it's still kind of weird because the second video explains that they, like I said, they still want to keep it, but then I guess other people give them different ideas for something else for the app. But I was like, but that's not for what your issue is here. But I'll, like I said, I'm gonna post both videos here in a second, and we'll come back. Um, there's no, like I said, there's no updates since yesterday. I think all the updates are being hold off until tomorrow. But yeah, I just that is pretty much it. Like I said, this happened, I want to say either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and then I just think it just took over, or just exploded literally Friday, because that's when I saw it in real time. But um I don't want to end this yet because I still want to hold off to see what happened tomorrow. But this is it's not craziness, but it's very and like I said, uh I'd re-download the app and created a new account because I wanted to see what are the new updates that's going to be happening, as a curiosity to me. As like I said, I've talked about using Fable. I should also say this is not sponsored, no way, shape, or form. This is just me reporting the news, I guess, book news essentially. But yeah, I'm just curious after, because I wasn't able to see the original apology video and the original update because a lot of people were stitching it, but I was able to find both original videos from Fable. And I don't know, but a lot of I must say, this situation does have to do with Black and Brown people, for sure. I know a lot of people who are not Black and Brown uh, are accepting their apology, which has nothing to do with them. And I think there's been also kind of like uh, it's, I don't know if there's a way to see what, if there's a way to see like the stats of when people deleted the app and then where people decided to use the app because of this controversy. But anyways, I'll come back tomorrow to see if there's any updates, and we'll um, take it from there. I just wanted to start off here and then see if there's any new updates. I don't think there's any new updates at the moment, especially today. I think everyone's waiting till tomorrow. So that is what I'll be doing. I'll see you guys tomorrow and we'll come back. I also forgot to mention, if you're curious at all about the AI generated, I need to find the video who pointed this out of to indicate how you know what's AI generated or what have you is the little star. If you so um I'll screenshot it what it looks like, but I know it's basically the little stars. I think it's like the 3 star. Let's see. Hold on. What does it look like? Um, because someone pointed it out, like, yeah, so it's a three. So when you're using the best way I can explain it, it's off in your emojis, the 3 little stars, how people use it as like sarcasm, or like when I use it like, um, this is so dumb. How I use the 3 stars is like, oh, like I'm also being sarcastic, but I'm also using that SpongeBob emoji, like imagination kind of situation. So if you notice, even when I was Googling, when it's a AI overview, it has like the little like star sign. So I guess that's the way how big companies indicate that is a AI whatever. Um, so when you're reading, I don't know, so how, I wonder if that shows on I never did notice that. Hold on, let me go back to one of the posts. Oh yeah, so even on the reader summary on Fable, it does have the three, or no, it has 2 stars. The two little like emoji stars essentially. So that's how it indicates that it is a AI whatever. So I don't know when that became a certain thing, but I do want to point that out because I forgot to mention, and my mic's going to die, so I got to make this quick, that to indicate if something's AI, either you're using Google or, Fable. I think, well, Fable is probably, they're not using it right now, but um, what other place? Anything that's AI, they'll show the little star thing. I will show a picture what it looks like, but yeah, I forgot to mention that part to indicate, like, if anyone was curious of like, well, how would I know if it's AI? It's, I guess, because of the stars. But I'll be back tomorrow and we'll talk more about this. I just want to make that quick update.
Hey everyone, my name is Chris. I'm head of product at Fable, and I wanted to touch on a disturbing issue that came up in our community this past week. Our mission statement at Fable is stories for everyone, just bringing the joy and the discussion of stories to everyone and giving everyone kind of a safe space to feel like they belong and can discuss these stories is really important to us. But if we're not doing that for everyone, then like, what are we doing? And this past week, we fell short on that. We got a couple reports from users about our reader summary feature on the profile using very bigoted, racist language. And that was shocking to us because it's one of our most beloved features. Like, so many people in our community love this feature. And to know that that feature has generated negative language is, it's a sad situation, I would say. So first of all, I just want to say that we are deeply sorry for the harm that we've caused in the community, for what has been generated, and for putting out a feature that can do something like that. So as part of this, I want to be very transparent with how the reader summary feature works so that you can get a sense of like an understanding of why this might have happened. And then I also then want to talk about some of the changes that we're making starting today. So the reader summary feature, the goal of this feature is to actually celebrate everyone's uniqueness. We wanted it to be a playful, fun way to share out who you are as a reader based on the books that you've been reading. And the way we do that is using an AI model where we feed in the books that you've most recently finished. And all we're passing in is just the summaries of those books. So we're not passing in any of your user data or any like identifiable information or usage data. We're not passing in any data about the actual book, we're not passing in the text of the book, the manuscript. We're really just passing in the publisher summaries that the publishers give us. And that model then is responsible for creating a fun sentence or two about who you are as a reader. And because it's a new technology, we started with some safeguards. We created some safeguards where it's like we ask the model to avoid some topics, and we also created a second pass, like offensive language filter. But clearly in both cases that failed this time around. So I think as a company, we kind of underestimated how much work needs to be done to make sure that these AI models are doing this in a responsible, safe way. And so I want to talk about the steps that we're taking next. So the first step that we're taking is, first of all, we don't want the fact that this reader summary is AI. We don't want that to be a surprise or deceptive. And so we're adding in a disclosure into that feature to indicate that this is AI generated. The second thing that we're doing is that if you want to, you will also now be able to opt out of that feature. So you will be able to not show a reader summary on your profile. You'll still get all the fun stats that we have on the profile. We'll hide the reader summary. Third thing that we're doing is we've actually already updated our model with even more safeguards, and we've also removed some of the playfulness of the model. We think that some of that playfulness actually could have caused some of the language, and so we're just killing that, removing that. So that's the next step. That is actually, I think, already live. The fourth thing that we're doing is we're adding in a thumbs up and thumbs down button. So if you see a reader summary that you don't like, you can hit the thumbs down button. That then sends us a Slack message, and we can then use that to basically train our model better and be aware of instances like this. The last thing that we're doing, which is going to take a little bit more time, I think all of those things are within the next day or two. A little bit more time we are going to continue to work on more safeguards. We're having lots of conversations internally about what other safeguards we might be missing to make sure that this doesn't happen. And so we will be kind of working on that. I think over the next couple of weeks, we're going to have more conversations internally about all of this stuff. If you made it this far in the video, thank you very much for listening. We'd love to hear any feedback, but I think coming from a team of these book lovers and artists and authors and just who we are as a team, this is not what we want, and it shows that we have not done enough. And so we will be working on this. We will be putting attention towards this. I know we've probably shaken some trust in the community, and so we really do hope to earn that back. Thank you all. Feel free to comment below. We're open to all of your input. Appreciate it. Everyone, I just wanted to share a quick update to my last video yesterday since we've been working late on this. So first and foremost, having a feature that does any sort of harm in the community is unacceptable. And we've heard feedback from enough members of our community that we're making the following changes immediately. First, we're removing the reader summary from the stats feature. Second, we're removing Shelfie. And third, we're removing the 2024 reading wrap. Those are all features that make use of AI. And so you'll see those changes in the app over the weekend. We're basically submitting a new version of the app to the App Store today. Second, we actually heard a lot of really great ideas for how we can improve those features. So for example, what if we had badges in the profile where we're using our in-house artists to create those badges, and maybe even artwork from the community? A lot of fun ideas. So thank you to all of you who've been sharing those types of ideas. So along those lines, we wanted to create a space for us to be able to listen and discuss those types of things. So on January 6th at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing a Fable town hall over Zoom. So if you're a Fable user, check the top of your For You feed. You'll see a link to sign up for that. We would love to have you there because we want to use this as an opportunity to learn and grow. Thank you all, and see you Monday. Hey everyone.
On Fable, and I'm not feeling very well right now, so excuse my appearance. I just got an email from Fable saying a couple of things. First, they are making an update to the app tonight, so over the next couple of days, they will be removing some of the features, specifically the features where the AI issue happened. Second, they are going to be having a town hall on Monday night for a handful of creators to talk through our objections about their use of AI and what they can do to bring more human creativity to the app instead. And third, I had a second email where I was invited to do a Zoom call with one of Fable's leadership to discuss how they can better engage with creators. Because what y'all don't know is that a lot of creators right now feel that Fable has not been operating in good faith to make sure that we are fairly compensated for the amount of promotion that we bring to them. So yeah, the door is open for conversations about this. I intend to engage in those conversations because I think this is a much more appropriate response. With that said, I have still not heard a commitment to get rid of the generative AI. They've opened the door for the conversation, so I will be. But for me, I will not stop putting pressure until I get that commitment, so I'm still intending to leave as of this moment. Earlier today, I emailed them and I asked them to let me out of my contract immediately. They agreed to do so, so I do not currently have a partnership agreement with Fable. And I won't be renewing that partnership agreement unless they get rid of the AI in the app and they improve the way that they engage with creators. So if you are in my Fable book club, I still want you to move over to my bindery. We're going to do it there. If they meet the demands and we are able to work with them going forward, I will let y'all know and we can pop right back in there. So yeah, there's the update. Okay, I have an update on Facebook.
I am back. I got about 9 minutes and 32 seconds before the town hall starts. Um, I am curious what how this community town hall is going to be. I've never been to a town hall. Um, yeah, I don't think I've been in town hall for anything. So I'm curious. I got my notepad and a pen, so I would be definitely taking notes. So we'll see how this will go, um, and we'll come back with some thoughts, and then I'll pass it over to you guys to see if you care, or um, if there's any new book tracking apps like Fable. What should they do in a situation like this? What they should not do in this situation? So we'll see. I got a couple of minutes before the town hall starts, but I do want to quickly hop on here and say that I'm actually able to make it and hop in onto the town hall and watch, and take some notes, and report back and go from there. I'll see you soon. Okay, I had to hop on. Hold on. How can I be a journalist and I'm already dropping my mic? So we're about 12 minutes into the town hall right now. They're doing introductions. So there is a panel of the CEO, Pan. I wrote it down. Hold on. Um, Pam Marie Warrior, Chris, who's been on TikTok and Instagram for a bit. Haley is one of the writers. I don't think she's on. I don't recognize her in the team that I saw. Travis, Cameron, Kim Marsh, and Jason Bogue. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Um, is part of the team that's on the panel currently. I feel like I'm yelling in your guys' ears. Hold on. Oops. Um, I'm going to turn it down low here because, like I said, they're doing introductions right now. So fresh at the gate, um, I'm already seeing. I don't know how people are going to perceive this, especially of people of color, black and brown people who are in the book community space. Just fresh out the gate, I only technically see two people of color, and everybody's predominantly white. So I don't know, and I think in the chat, most of everybody is not black or brown. So I don't know how this town hall meeting is going to go. Uh, we'll see. I'm kind of nervous about it because Um, I don't know how this goes for me. At I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking of town hall. People's going to be up in arms, but it doesn't need to be that way. And I'm not expecting it to be that way. But I'm just saying, fresh out the gate, um, I've already seen some issues, but like I said, it's only been 14 minutes here. So we'll see what's going to go on. I know one of the team members is going to come off the panel but be in the chat. So I believe they're going to moderate, but I think this is in just a moment. The floor is going to be ours. I don't know if I'm going to say anything. I think I'm just going to be a spectator in this part.
Through Slido. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to walk through those ideas. Let's
Okay.
discuss those live. And
So Chris is going to show some slides of some ideas, and
starting to come in. So just don't worry, we will get to questions.
So it sounds like questions going to come in later. So they're going to present us the ideas and whatnot, and then questions later. So I'll pop back, but I do want to say that it is happening. It started, um, but there's some not red flags, but more concerns that I'm already seeing that some people may point out later. So I'll be back later. We're going to get into it. Okay, I'm popping back on here. The town hall is still going on. So far is talking about, I don't know if I mentioned, I'll have to go back at the footage, but if I didn't mention, it's here is basically talking about what new features are happening onto Fable. Earlier, it's been talked about that. And I don't know if my question will be answered. I did have a question. It's just a simple question because it sounded very confusing about using AI and the reading summary. So it was told that the reading summaries are not going to be used, but it is coming back, or it it was I think the wording was weird, so I don't know if the reading summaries are coming back, but AI is still being used, but I guess they're not going to use it as heavily. Um, sorry, I just want to check back onto the chat here. Um, uh, but there's some I made some notes. I'll go through them, but I ended up asking a question, so I don't know if my question will be answered or not. I did ask if the reading summaries will be back because it sounded like it wasn't, but then it is, but it's not, but whatever. It is sound like some of the AI usage will be coming back as well. I think there could be a chance where you get to be able to opt out, but okay. It sounds like they're going to do the Q&A. I'll come back again and go from there. There's some things I do want to talk about, but I'll be back. All right, let's do a um, quick update. I'm going to do a recap from the the previous clips that I did, and then we'll go into the notes that I was making, and then into some of the chat uh, towards the middle. From the middle towards the end of the town hall, it did get a little heated, but there was one, two, three, four, five, six, seven members of the panel from the Fable team. So it's Panama, Chris, Haley, Travis, Cameron, Kim, and Jason. Those are from, I believe, oh my gosh, um, Haley and Jason, and I forgot, I think Cameron. They're all from the editorial division. Kim is from the business side, and then Chris is from the product, and Travis is from the web or the design of it. So Travis did step away to be part of the to mediate the chat, um, and then Jason and Kim also mediate the chat as well. So if anyone had questions, they made sure to save them, and then at the end, um, to make note of these questions. So for the first I want to say like 15, maybe almost 20 minutes, there was the introductions of all uh, of the members of the team, not all, but the 7 members of the team, and just explaining how they got started, what drove them to do Fable, etc., etc. And I mean, I get what they were doing to kind of like figure out, because not a lot of people will probably go to the website and see what they do. It's like I said earlier, I thought Chris was like part of like not the CEO, but one of, I guess essentially he is one of the members that is predominantly helping, I guess, for the app. Um, and like I said, he's all I see when it comes to new updates or anything. He's the one that's on Instagram and TikTok are the two, is like those are the two platforms I see him on, explaining what new things happening. I think I might see him on the actual app, but he was on there. He did most of the talking. As far as the panel goes, there was only 2 people of color, and then everyone was probably predominantly white. Uh, Haley and Padma were the people of color on the panel, and so that was as far as how that goes. That kind of started. I did say Trav was dropping from the panel to get into the moderate. Um, there you can tell everyone was a little nervous, a little scared, which I mean I don't mean to laugh, but you can tell that they were, you know, they had a plan, and it kind of, I wouldn't say backfire, but it did shift because I think they had a structure, like they were going to do introduction for 10 minutes, which took a little bit longer than normal because they were doing all 7, and then um they were kind of starting with questions, but then they realized like, oh, let's talk about the things that we want to do, that you, meaning you as us as the users, to like want to elevate the app. So I did write some of the stuff that they want to work on. I think some could be interesting. Some I feel like that could have been waited, or could have waited until another time and not into this town hall. Because from my understanding, I thought the town hall was for talking about the usage of AI and how they use it, and how either it's benefiting or not benefiting their app, and how can they in a way guarantee that this won't happen again, which they kind of did, but we'll get into that in just a moment. So their ideas that they have is that they're that I think I mentioned briefly earlier, was that they are planning to do, you can either opt in or opt out for their reading features. So anything that comes for like their shelfies, the reading summaries, which I'll kind of get into that and later on. Their, I think their Scout. Scout is their like little birdie AI that filters like what you should be reading next, or what movie or TV show you should be watching next. I forgot to mention Fable does do TV and movies. I didn't mention that. Well, I did forget, but if I did remember, I wouldn't have mentioned this here because of the uh, what's going on in the story here, or not story, but what's going on in this situation. They also talked about I talked about Scout and their filtering. And then when it came to their reading summaries, it was kind of confusing because they said that they're not going to use it, but then they are, but then they're like, but we're not going to use it, but we are. And I was like, well, what is it? Are you not using it at the time being, or is it going to be take away forever, or you're taking away for kind of a bit? Yes. No. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So that's it's kind of answered because that was one of my questions, if the reading summaries are going to come back again, and they're like, no, it's not, but it will. And I was like, okay, so and if it will come back, are you using the AI model that they're using, that they use for this time around differently? Still don't have a concrete answer. I think they don't know, or they do, but they don't want to say when exactly. Um, so there's that. And then um, and they were talking about, so they're going to still use AI, um, which is not a shocker. It sounds like they very, I get from a app developer standpoint that AI could be beneficial, and it can be, like, for me, AI. I mean, I'm not against it, but I'm not for it either, because I just think of all the AI movies. I'm like, this can happen. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not a scientific person, but I just think of Terminator and iRobot and all, just where when it comes to like using AI intelligence, or even the movie AI. I just see we're using something that we're not, it sounds nice, and then something will go wrong. You know what I mean? So, um, but I get it in a way why AI would be beneficial. But people were asking if they were using AI, would it would be in our data? And they still kind of sort of answered it, but not really answered it. They kind of beat around the bush. And I'm saying this not. I'm saying this uh, as a I'm saying this not to be like, roar, like you didn't do this. I'm just saying this as a observer. It was just slightly odd. Am I going to be mad about it? No, because I think, like I said, they were a little nervous, a little scared, because I don't think they weren't expect they I honestly think they didn't know what to expect on this town meeting. I think they were gonna I think in their mind they were gonna be blasted. Like, people are gonna, be up in arms, which it really wasn't. Everyone was peaceful and respectful, but I think also some people in the comments, they were like, hey, like, they had a little bass to their tone, but nothing to nothing where it wasn't too like, um what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't too like, it didn't come off being rude or anything. It was just people who love the app want to know, are they going to be their next victim of this AI being racist toward them? And of course, some people were like, this is dumb. Not dumb, but they're like, okay, how are you how are you aware, or how do you know this was like geared towards you as being racist, or are we taking a certain uh summary that came off racist, but is it racist, so is those people were in the comments there. I'm just trying to get an understanding of how did they know, or how did they not know, kind of situation. um I did I did write some of the questions in response from the chats, but I kind of paraphrased it. There was one who was saying that they're not totally against AI, but they would just want to know, but they don't know if it thinks if it had to do with black or white, if it was a black or white thing, because they just want to know the input of AI. So that was another thing that some people are like, well, is it really a black and white issue, or is it just, whatever? Um, let's see, there was another one. Um, what did I write? Um, oh, and then there's another person like they want to hear more about the features that Fable want to use, and then and how do they know if those features were problematic. So they were just, it sounded like they were more curious about these problematic summaries and what have you. But I do want to point out in the town hall that Jason, who's one of the Jason's one of the editorial members or departments. He did say that he did speak to one of the girls, or one of, I think it was both girls, or one was a girl and a guy, but he did say he did reach out to them and talk to them privately and apologize, as far as if they're being compensated or no, hold on, compensated. That doesn't sound right. But if they were, of anything like, hey, we'll give you a gift for, sorry or bad kind of situation. But they did say that they did apologize to them. So I can always go back to one of the users that I had mentioned previously. If they say anything, I don't think so, but I think I should have double checked on that. But but they did say that they did apologize to them behind the scenes and privately. Um, there was I did talk about the reading summaries. They're not going to use the model that they use, the AI model that they use up to this point. They're going to do another one, but um, they're not going to make another one anytime soon. So that's what one of the questions, I think that was kind of the question I had asked. Um, what else? Has anything? I think that was one of the comments. I don't know what I was writing there. Um, there was some people in the chat that were kind of rude about it in a way. There was some that wasn't rude and some were rude. Some were, I shouldn't say they were rude. I mean, I'm reading off their comments, so maybe um I don't want to say that they came off rude. It was just the vibes uh in the comments were respectful, but there was some that I felt kind of um I don't know, felt kind of rude, but I'm sure it probably wasn't. Let's see. Oh, and then Jason also had mentioned that this had happened kind of before, but not to this big grandeur here, by using certain words that have double meaning. Hello, Eddie Brittany here. I feel cricket. Let's fix myself there. Quickly, future Brittany here is cutting off past Brittany off here because she said a word that shouldn't be said. And even though it was for educational purposes, it shouldn't have been said because that was the issue with Fable, or the AI Fable issue. So I'm going to cut a quick portion out of this video and said that I used a word, even though, like I said, is for an explanation of what happened in the town hall. I feel like I shouldn't be saying it. Um, uh, so sorry for the weirdness from here and to the next clip. But after that, that should be good. But I just want to preface that I am censoring myself in this quick, like 10-second moment here. Enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you. There was another word he mentioned that he had to like change because it comes off kind of my brain derogatory. There we go. So he talked about that, and and then that's when they were starting to slowly but quickly wrap it up. That they were crunch of time, but I know there was a lot of still questions that in the chat that still wasn't answered. So I don't know. I'll try to keep an eye on that on all sorts of media, either it's on Instagram, maybe TikTok, and for sure Threads. I made a thread post of saying that I watched the town hall meeting. That's why I'm making this video. But overall, my thoughts. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I don't know. It's like how can I say this? Like I'm not my only main concern was that the people that were hurt by this, that they were talked to and they were apologized. So that's one thing. As far as using the app, I think I still will. Um I'm curious down. I mean, yeah, granted I should have waited before deleting my original account, but it's fine. Like I said, it wasn't too crazy. I wasn't doing a lot of things on there. I don't think I wasn't really following a lot of people on there anyways. But um I, like I said, I still going to use it. I'll look at the new things that could be happening in the next couple months up to the end of this year. But I wish there was more of the conversation than kind of showing us like this is what we're going to do and maybe or maybe not going to do. So I wish there was less of that and having truly have a true conversation with the users. And I feel like I wish some of the people who are using it kind of understood what happened, and not just being like, thank you for, like, thank you for making this app for, because I don't have friends kind of situation. Like that wasn't the case, if that makes sense. Not to try to be mean about it, but just the lack of uh, understanding, I guess you can say. So I'll check back. I'm gonna see if Michael.leborn makes a TikTok, because he was also on the chat as well, and that's where it kind of like picked up a little bit. And I think they did answer some of his questions, and then I think he had another one, and they're like, okay, time to wrap it up. So I think, and I wish it was a little bit longer also, because I feel like an hour wasn't enough, knowing the gravity of why they did this in the first place. So, but uh I'm come actually, why have you here? Let me take a quick look. Um if see if anyone talked about it. Uh let's see. I don't think he has. No, it doesn't look like he made any new post since yesterday, I'm assuming. Was this yesterday? Oh, this was 3 hours ago. But yeah, so but what do you think? Should Fable should have with my journalism skills, the lack of there, um should they have been a little bit more quick with it? I know they did talked about, let me backtrack before I say that, that they were aware that they should have been quick onto responding than they were. So they did apologize for that. So I'm glad they did acknowledge that. Um, but but they also, I mean, what do you think? Do you think it's a issue that should be an app should be deleted, or are you going to still use it? Are you going to use it less? Like me, I deleted my original account and I started it back up. So what are your thoughts? I would love to know. I sorry this was a weird lack of information. I like I said, this happened so fast. It was like, what? Maybe I'll do this, do another book news in a later time. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And please, once again, do not send hate to Fable, the members of Fable, the two the two people who are using Fable who got that reading summary. Um, if you want to follow them, but please do not leave any rude or mean remarks. But other than that, please like, comment, and subscribe. Support your local libraries. Support your local libraries and your indie bookstores. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.